Shalom to all our listeners. We are at the time designated to mourn the destruction of our two temples. The Gemara relates about Elisha ben Avuya, one of the Tanaim who was great in Torah, a great personality. However, he derailed. He left the path of Torah. The Gemara says about him that Zema Yavan lo pasak mipume. He was a person that was singing Greek songs. He was into Greek theology. He was into their culture, the philosophy of Greek. Zema Yavan. He was constantly involved in it, which caused him to leave the path of Torah, to leave the path of the trodden way of being connected to Hashem and the learning of Torah. Simply understood, Zema Yavam means that he was getting involved with non-Jewish culture, non-Jewish ideologies, non-Jewish theories, ways, understandings, which caused him to lose the correct Jewish outlook. However, Rashi, on the Gemara in Chagiga, points out something very interesting. He understands that the problem was lying in the fact that Elisha ben Avuya was not mourning for the Bet Hamikdash, by the fact that he was singing, going along with Zeme Yavan, with Greek songs, was not just the problem of getting involved with Greek ways, culture. It was the fact that he wasn't mourning for the Bet Hamikdash. The halacha is, brought down in Shulchan Aruch, that a person shouldn't sing, use instruments, other than times when it's a mitzvah, a seudat mitzvah. A person shouldn't be singing all year round due to the Chazal making some restrictions in order for us to remember the Churban of the Bet HaMikdash. If this is the explanation, that the problem with Elisha ben Avuya, who was otherwise known as Acher, someone else, due to the fact that he went off, if the problem was that he wasn't mourning over the Bet HaMikdash, why was the Gemara stressing specifically Greek music? All music's asur. Everything's forbidden. In essence, we can explain that the Bet HaMikdash was not some just magnificent building, a palace. It was more than that. The Bet HaMikdash was a place which the Gemara calls it a makom of yedidut, a place of friendship, a place of warmth, a place of connection, a place of commitment, a place where we can connect to Hashem. The Gemara says that the Bet HaMikdash was built by Yedid, a friend, who was Shlomo HaMelech, was called Yedidia. He was a descendant of a Yedid, Abraham Avinu, who is also called Yedid. And he built the Bet HaMikdash that's called Ma Yedidut Mishkanotecha. It's a place of Yedidut, a place of closeness, friendship, warmth. In the place of Yedidut, which was the tribe, in the section of the tribe of Binyamin, who is also called a Yedid, as the Pasuk writes in Yedid Hashem, Ulevinyamin Amai Yedid Hashem Yishkon Lavetach. And also it's a place where we could attain an atonement, the Jewish people, who are also called Yedidim. The essence of the Bet HaMikdash is Yedidut. It's a place where a person understands it's not just some physical building, a building of sticks and stones, however magnificent. It's a place which the Bet Hamikdash up in Shemayim corresponds to the Bet Hamikdash down below. It's the house, the earthly house of Hashem, as if to say, on this world, the place where Hashem resides, the place where a person could come close and connect, feel the level of spirituality. The Gemara brings down that a person that would come to the Bet Hamikdash, they would be so overwhelmed with the levels of Yirat Shamayim, of the fear of Hashem. A place of Yedidut, a place of connection. Yedid, a friend, is made up of the word Yad Yad. Yedid is Yad Yad. When a person gives a hand to the other person, that's a Yedid. That's warmth, it's a connection, it's a place where a person can feel that is connected. The Bet HaMikdash is Yedidut. Yedid, Yad Yad, is the Gematria 28. It gives strength, Koach. That's the Bet HaMikdash. The Bet HaMikdash resembled connection. It resembled a place where a person can find Hashem, connect with Hashem, elevate and ensure that his spiritual standing of the fear of Hashem is intact. Greek philosophy was the antithesis of the Bet HaMikdash. Most certainly, all music is forbidden. However, Greek music stood for something which was the direct opposite of the Bet HaMikdash. Greek philosophy is that a person is as far as his physical being can take him, as far as his intellect, his physical strength. The whole Olympic Games was how much the human body can excel muscles. There was no concept of something spiritual, something beyond. There was no concept of a neshama. There was only the concept of the physicality, the amount that the actual guf, the body of the Jewish person, of the person can contain. They wanted to eradicate spirituality. They wanted to eradicate anything to do with connection, anything to do with spirituality, anything to do with a person, something higher, elevated. They believed their thesis was a person is as far as his physical intellect and strength can take him. That is the direct opposite and antithesis of what the Bet HaMikdash stood for. We as a people, our strength is not in physicality. Hands, the power of the hands was given to Esav. Our power is in our neshama. Our power is that we are connected to Hashem. We stand before Hashem. We say Modeh, Ani Lefanecha. The first words of a Jew daily when arising is, I am thankful that I am Ani Lefanecha. I am standing before you, Hashem. We reconnect. We ensure that our commitment is Chai v'Kayam. It's alive. That's what the Bet HaMikdash stood for. That was the antithesis of Greek culture, Greek theories, theologies. We as a Jewish nation have always been connected. Our stead, our stronghold is that we are living a life connected with Hashem. We are walking around with an neshama inside us, which is our real essence. Our body, which is a form of clothing for our neshama, is nothing more than flesh and blood. That's not our strength. At this time, we have to realize to put a stress on spirituality, on the neshama, our connection, who we really are, what is our drive. That is what the Bet HaMikdash stood for. That's what we could gain from the Bet HaMikdash. We would go there and we would get that level of elevation. We would get that level of feeling connected. We would feel that we are living with Hashem. That's what we are here to mourn, and that's what we must eradicate, what people are trying to infiltrate into our lives. The physicality, the body, as much as a person can intellectually understand. Torah doesn't work like that. Intellect, divine intellect, the intellect of Hashem, the Torah, does not depend on anything physical. For a person to merit understanding Torah, it's a matter of working hard and being granted it from Hashem. However non-intellectual a person may be, is totally irrelevant to the level he can strive and climb and attain in Torah learning. Torah learning is divine, which is given to as a present to a person that connects and works, and then Hashem gives him the spirituality. It's nothing to do with anything physical. Our greatness is in our neshama. All the rest is just a dress-up for housing our ability to be in a physical world. We are here to mourn that level of connection, the level of the Bet HaMikdash, the level of spirituality, that feeling, that sense of what our real value, our real essence, and what we really held in esteem was. It's a time that we need to put aside our physical strength, physical powers, physical abilities, and try to seek deeper inside ourselves, find the neshama, find our connection, find our Bet HaMikdash, bilvavi mishkan evneh, that every Jewish person, v'shachanti betocham, that divine presence that always resided in the Bet HaMikdash, after the Bet HaMikdash is no longer with us, but it's still inside us. That we must nurture that level of connection, and eventually that will bring us to rebuild the Bet HaMikdash speedily in our days.